think his confidence was pushed him more than anything, but I think that's going to end tonight.
How pivotal is the ring rust? Aldo hasn't fought in maybe 14 months.
This might be his. I don't know. This might be his longest layoff, but he's always had a pretty decent long layoff. You know, he's always been getting injured and fighting at the times he kind of wants to. So he's had layoffs. I think he's used to this. You know, he's been in the gym and hopefully getting better.
I want to ask you about your fight with Dominick.
Yeah.
You guys have already started doing a little bit of press tour. You like to say that he's been a professional talker for a few years.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, you can see during the press tours, he's talking.
Yeah.
Is that, I don't want to say frustrating, but is that kind of just put you in a hard place because obviously you've been sitting there fighting, you're a professional talker. Mm-hmm. Is it strange to just sit there and kind of let him carry the whole thing and just insult you in front of these people?
I mean, man, that's just not who I am. I'm not going to be the talker, man. I'm not going to go out there and turn this into the WWE like a lot of guys are wanting to do. Like, build a drama behind the fights, you know? Like, the Conor McGregor era, it seems like everyone's wanting to make a name for himself. And, you know, Dominick Cruz has been doing that by talking. He's been behind the desk, being a reporter, talking about fights. I've been relevant fighting, you know? So that's what I want to do. That's what I'm comfortable doing. And, you know, I just want to be the humble guy that's going to prove my skills and be an entertaining fighter inside the octagon.
Do you think that's kind of what the route that he's going is, trying to emulate this McGregor effect?
I think so. I mean, I don't really ever remember him in the past being the way he is now, you know? I mean, I feel that he's uncharacteristic for how he's acting as well, you know? It's funny because in the past I remember him complimenting my style and the way I fight and giving me praises, and, you know, he didn't really like most alpha male guys, really wasn't talking crap on me, but now we're fighting each other and now it's a big deal, you know? So it's kind of funny to see how hypocritical he's being, how back and forth and wishy-washy he's being. At first he's saying I was copying his style, and now he's saying it's completely different. I think he's just trying to find something to talk about, you know?
On a recent radio show in Boston, obviously you two had a bit of a back and forth. Is that something you like going into your fights, or do you prefer to keep it a bit more civil?
I mean, I'd rather just fight, you know? I mean, I'm not into the whole talking and building up the drama and being fake. You know, I'm more here to fight, you know? I mean, that's what I do. That's why I'm a martial artist. I train every day. I'm in the gym. I'm not on a soap opera, you know? I'm not an actor. So I'd rather just fight, but that's what he's doing. He's building it up. He's building up the hype train, you know? It's going to be a big fight.
When the fight was announced, was there any part of you that was kind of uneasy at the fact that he's been out injured for so long? Obviously with Barao last year, you had a few cancellations as well.
I got injured too, you know? I mean, not only did he have to pull out to weight, but I also broke my rib in one of the fights too. So, I mean, it's kind of the sport. It happens. You train hard, you're going to get hurt. It's just keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. I hope he makes it to the cage. I was excited when the fight was announced. That's the fight I wanted. I feel like it was just the fight that needed to happen.
How nervous are you that he won't make it because he's already pulled out of so much?
It's something you can't really worry about too much, you know. I mean, I am nervous about it. I want him to make it there, you know. I mean, not only for me to fight him, but, you know, for himself, man. I mean, that sucks to be out due to injury, you know, and I'm going to be really excited to beat him, so I want him to be there.
If something happens, do you expect the UFC to find a replacement, or will you guys get shuffled back if you had your pick?
I don't know, man. I guess I haven't really thought about it. It all depends on how big this draw gets. I mean, this fight keeps getting bigger and bigger as the days come along, so I'd imagine they'd probably push it back and get us to fight. And, I mean, it depends how hurt Dominick gets, too. If he blows his AC out again, then he might be done.
TJ, I was speaking to Uriah earlier in the week. He said that with a win, hopefully this evening, he said that he would like to go on to face you. Is that something that's looks like a good matchup for you?
Well, it's a good matchup for me, but it's not something I really want to do. You know, I mean, I'll fight him. I mean, that's the UFC's going to put him in front of me. I mean, it's big money for them, you know. But I got no ill will against the guy. It's not like I want to go and beat Uriah up. I mean, he's been a buddy of mine forever. He's brought me into the sport. You know, I mean, Mark Munoz is the one that told me to go up and start training alpha male and open doors for me. You know. So, you know, it's not something I really want to do, but if it happens, you know, I hope he wins. You know, I'm hoping he wins tonight just because I don't wish any will against him, you know.
How excited are you that Dodson's moving back to bantamweight?
That's good for the weight class, man. I mean, he's lost to Demetrius twice now, so he's got nowhere really to go in the weight class, so it's just kind of his only move, you know?
Well, how about you specifically? Because
it'd be nice to get that back, you know?
Yeah.
I fought him early in my career. I only had 4 fights at the time, and it'd be nice to get that fight back. You know, I'm a lot better fighter than I was then.
And speaking of bantamweights, Aljamain Sterling made a lot of noise earlier this week. Did you watch this fight, and were you impressed?
I saw the highlights of it. You know, he beat a good opponent. I haven't been ultra impressed with him though. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's a good wrestler. He's got good grappling skills. He likes to talk.
How else are you watching like Tough from outside?
Oh, I haven't watched any of the episodes actually.
You didn't watch
I didn't watch any of the Tough. No, I've got enough of it on media. I didn't really need to watch it.
And since everything happened, have you talked to Uriah?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him around. It's a little more awkward since he's been, talking a little bit of crap in the media. It's a little more awkward. I'm cool with everyone else, and it's been the guy's been coming out and training with me. I trained with Chad for his fight out in Tahoe, and been family like we've always been. I guess the only little hiccup seems like with Uriah, he just can't really let it go, and which is real uncharacteristic of him. I don't know why it's such a big deal. He doesn't get along with Dwayne, and I do. I really believe in Dwayne as a coach, and me and him have seen eye to eye since the beginning, and that's why I followed him. I was loyal to my coach, the guy that's making me better, and everyone else sees it. Everyone else saw it coming. I think it just kind of gives Uriah something to be relevant about and push for a title, I guess.
McGregor was calling you a snake in the grass all the time. Like, how was that? Like, how did you receive it?
When it happened, I got there and he, first of all, congratulated me on my fight and was telling me I was doing great. But then he turns around and tries to get under Uriah's skin and tell him that I'm a snake and I'm there for myself, So I first kind of saw it as him getting under Uriah's skin on something that bugged him because he didn't get along with Dwayne and I'm training with the enemy and all this stuff, So I think that was his approach at it, and then it just kind of blew up from there. It just kind of grew legs of its own and kept running.
Have you seen McGregor since then?
Oh yeah, I see him here and there. He's always a different person on camera than he's off. He's smart. He's making good money, and I don't really like it. I don't like the fakeness of it. I don't like the WWE aspect of the drama, and I just want to be a martial artist. That's why I got into the sport, because I liked it. I like the sport. I don't like that we have to do all this stuff now. I mean, I feel like Conor's made a new job for us. We have to promote our own fights a lot more now than we used to because what he's doing. How much draw he's getting to the UFC, and it's a lot more work for us now.
How did your training change since you moved to Colorado?
It's been the same. I did my last camp in Colorado as well for my last Barral fight, so I realized how good it was, and that's why I'm out there now.
How frustrating has all of this been that it's become such a big deal because you have been doing the Colorado runs and working with Dwayne throughout, that now it's just sort of driven a wedge between everybody a little bit, but really, as you said, primarily just you in favor.
Yeah. It's something that you gotta take the positive out of everything, I mean, it's hard to do with all this shit talking going on and the drama for the fight, especially blowing out of the water, but it's bringing a lot of attention towards me, it's bringing a lot of attention towards my fight, and it's continuing to build my name. Good or bad talk, it's talk,
People talk about how similar you and Dominick are.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're very, very different.
Absolutely.
What are the big differences between the way you guys move?
How aggressive I am. I'm looking to finish the fight when he's looking to not get hit and dance around a little bit. He's using his angles to get out of the way when I'm using angles for purpose. He's a point fighter. I'm trying to finish fights. People just think because we both have footwork, we're a lot of the same fighters, but I actually fight out of both stances when he just kind of moves in both stances,
When you and Dwayne kind of design a pattern, and then you run the same pattern, and then you change it up at the end and penalize him for anticipating it, is that part of how you run those plays? You make him anticipate something, and you give him something different?
Absolutely. I mean, that's fighting. You got to trick everyone. That's the great thing about MMA is that you could be thinking I'm going for a takedown, but I'm striking. I'm hiding my kicks with my punches. That's kind of everything. I'm being aggressive. I'm pulling off to re-countering. It's a timing drill. It's
pattern setting.
Yeah, I mean, you do patterns, but those patterns are short combos put together to make a long one, kind of deal. You got to watch, you got to visualize, and you got to react to your opponent. You can't just always do the exact same thing, right?